Numbers don't lie. The current NBA regular season product absolutely sucks. NFL gets more viewers in one game than NBA gets in 5 games combined. Vinny, ready? Times 2. Watch this number. Go ahead. So can you pull it up a little bit so we can see the numbers, Rob?
Boom.
NFL's average viewership over 3 2022 Christmas Day games was 21.9 million. That's the average, Vinny. Wow. The average of NBA game on Christmas Day was 4.3 million. By the way, during Michael, that used to be 8.8 million, okay?
Double.
But it is what it is. So let's go past this, Rob. Then go to the story. Check this out with numbers. George Karl decides to respond back to me, okay? And he retweets, and if you don't know who George Karl is, he's got 1,175 wins in the
coach
NBA.
Of the Seattle Supersonics. He's also Denver. This guy's been around the block.
No question about it. Rob, just go back to the story. He retweeted it. Not there. You were at the right place. Yeah, so right there. So here's a couple other stats from George Karl, the coach. By the way, as an MLB owner, your product sucks worse than any major sport. 450 million basketball play basketball around the world, and the number's skyrocketing while 5 million people around the world play football, and that number's plummeting. Numbers don't lie. So numbers don't lie. The current, okay, so then I responded back to him as well. They can go a little lower. There's more exchange. But let me show the numbers. Go up, Robert, right there. All right, watch this, guys. This is Christmas Day. NFL decides to start having Christmas Day games.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Raiders-Chiefs, 29.17 million.
Damn.
Giants-Eagles, 29.02. I thought Ravens-49ers would have been the most. 27.23 million. Look at the NBA games on Christmas Day. Bucks-Knicks, 2.5 million. Warriors-Nuggets, 4.1 million. Celtics-Lakers, Vinny, Christmas Day.
5 million, that's it.
76ers Heat, only 1.3 million. And Mavs Sun, you're talking about Luka against Booker, against, Durant. 1.5 million people. You combine all the NBA games together times 2, it still doesn't beat an NFL game.
One game.
Now,
the Heat are the defending conference champion, Jimmy Buckets, right?
Nobody cared. Now keep going lower. Now watch this.
Jimmy didn't even play.
So it gets worse. It gets worse when I'm comparing those. So another guy responds back and he says, "That's not fair because the NBA plays 82 regular game seasons and the NFL only plays 17." I said, "No problem. Let's do that. If the NBA averages 4.3 million views per game in the regular season, the NFL averages 21.9. 82 times 4.3 equals 352 million views. The NFL only plays 17. 17 times 21.9 equals what? 372 million people. George Karl, being the fact that he's a basketball guy, I told Coach Karl, that's like a basketball player taking only 17 shots, scoring more points than the other guy that took 82 shots. Pretty embarrassing. Go a little lower, okay, when it comes down to the dollars. Keep going. When it comes down to dollars, I think it's a little bit above that with the dollars, okay? Here's a revenue. 2022, NFL took in $17 billion revenue. MLB, the boring sports that he's talking about, $10.5 billion. NBA took $9.6 billion. And MLS, that's a small little product that's coming up. It's at $1.5 billion. NHL's at $4.9 billion. He asks, I explain why I think this is happening. Number one, every league has to decide who its number one customers. I think in the NBA, the number one customer is the player. They've shit on the customers. They've shit on fans. They've shit on clients that wanted that father that can only spend $600 a year to go to a game to watch LeBron play. He's probably taking a day off that day. That father that wants to take his kid that he can only afford to go watch one game, that guy's not going to play 82 games a season. Are you out of your mind? Zion takes every other game off and is getting paid the kind of money that he's getting paid. Number two, the NBA contracts protect players more than owners. And last but not least, point number 3, Rob, if you want to go to number 3, if it's still there or not, the NBA went woke during COVID and became a 100% political organization.
This your boy Dino, dog, back with another video. Say, man, ooh, shots fired. Patrick Bet David from Value Time just shit on the NBA, bro. He just shit on the NBA. And I'm going to play a little bit at the beginning. But say, man, I've been saying this for a long time, bro. The NBA is just not what it was, especially not when I was young, bro. And the NBA ain't got nobody to blame but itself. I'm not going to blame it all on LeBron, but he part of the problem. Adam Silver's part of the problem. The whole player empowerment movement, all of it. The NBA, we go keep it a buck. The NBA is not a good product, bro. It's not for the fan. It's not. It's mostly for the players. The NBA is for the NBA. The NBA is for the players. Like, you got all these NBA player podcasts, most of their angles, they care less about the fan. If you really listen to the NBA players podcast, from the Gilbert Arenases to the podcast piece, most of the time they just talk about themselves and how hard it was to get to the league and why people need to appreciate them even more. And they talk about shit like that. If we just go keep it a buck, JJ Redick is the biggest NBA propagandist there is. He's so pro player, it don't make no sense. He got a job at ESPN for podcasting. So everything is pro player. Nobody cares about the fans for real, for real. Like, everything has gotten worse. Everything that we cared about as NBA fans has gotten worse, and it's just a fact, bro. Adam Silver is soft. It's just a fact, bro. LeBron is the face of the league, and it's a lot of people that can't wait till he retire. And a lot of it don't just stem from hatred. It stems because he didn't keep up what we love the NBA for. He wants to do his own thing, and you respect the man for wanting to do his own thing. But he made it to the point where it's like he just did so much different stuff that a lot of NBA fans, he pivoted. The player empowerment movement killed the NBA a lot, in my opinion. Because I ain't gonna lie, when KD went to the Warriors, I stopped watching the NBA because I was like, oh, them guaranteed championships. When LeBron went to the Heat, we kept watching, but it was like they're going to make the finals. KG, when he went to the Celtics, it was kind of like they're older. We understood that more. But I think when LeBron left Cleveland, when KD left Oklahoma City, it was just a whole different thing. And then they was the upper echelon guys, the KGs, the LeBrons, the Kevin Durant's. They were the upper echelon guys. But when you have regular guys starting to sit out like a Ben Simmons, and you had just the regular NBA player, not the super duper stars, but then everybody got empowered and nobody wanted to fulfill their contract. It's no teams that stay together for multiple seasons and we get to see them build. And, that's why I think Dirk was the last great championship run. The last great, like, man, everything Dirk went through. Like, if you was a real NBA fan, that was a hell of a moment when when Dirk took down the super team in Miami. That was a real sports moment right there for the NBA. A real triumphant story for Dirk, who everybody called him soft, and he couldn't get it done in the postseason. He a choker. He had a hell of a moment, and we all connected to that and felt that he's one of the last great champions. Giannis, everybody loved Giannis championship, Jokic championship. And my partner Ray, he brought up a good point that the younger guys might be taking over and might be going a different direction, like the SGAs, the Ants, like having an old school approach. But right now, Christmas Day was terrible, bro. Another thing my partner brought up, he was talking about how the theme jerseys, the commercials, like just everything that used to be surrounding Christmas Day games, we don't have that no more. It just the NBA has fell off, bro. Nobody talks about the NBA like that. Unless you really in tune with the NBA, nobody talks about the NBA like that, bro. Let's just keep it a buck. The dunk contest has gotten terrible. Nobody participates. Since LeBron ain't do it, I ain't gonna just strictly blame LeBron, but a lot of people just don't do the dunk contest. They not interested. There's no reason why we don't have an Ant in the dunk contest, a John Moran in the dunk contest, a Zion, Shaden Sharp. It's just so many people that we would really want to see in the dunk contest that we don't see. The All-Star game has been terrible. Man, just like players sit out like a lot of regular season games. Like, it's just say, bro, I don't agree with a lot of what Patrick Bet Davis was saying about LeBron and just his standing up for this and standing up for that, like the politics of it. But when you just look at the NBA has fallen off, it's fallen off. It has, bro. You just got to keep the buck. It's falling off, and mainly it's due to because they don't care about the fans. They don't give a damn about the fans and who actually pay to watch these games. Who pay for league pass and then find out this dude not playing. You pay for actual tickets and find out this dude not playing. Like, it is what it is, bro. The NBA falling off. I think they can get back on track. just because they go have a new crop of players. But these old crops, they gotta go. Outside of Steph, these dudes ain't really contribute to the league in a positive way from a fan perspective, bro. They were great players, and I'm talking about the KDs, the LeBrons, the Kawhis. They were great players, but they ain't contribute like that, to the overall branding of the game and the love of the game. No. And it just is what it is, bro. Because the fact that it's a lot of fans that defend these millionaire players. Oh no, he shouldn't play back to backs. He shouldn't do this. Say, man, it's a job. It's a job, and people forget about that. Just because they millionaires don't mean they not employees, man. They're employees. Like, if you worked at McDonald's and somebody come in, they order and woo, just because you don't work the double or you've been working overtime, can you just talk to the customers any way you want? Do you still have to show up? Like, we just got to keep it a buck on how we should look at some of this shit, man. Like, just listen to some of these NBA player podcasts and listen to how they speak about themselves and how they hardly ever speak on the fans. Listen to some JJ Redick podcasts, like, and how he speaks about the players versus the fans and the product itself. I'm just saying, bro, you just got to start really keeping it a buck about the problems of the NBA. I believe in this younger generation. I believe in this younger generation because they showing a lot of heart. I hope that a lot of stuff don't get to them like it got to the older generation, but it gotta be some changes made, man. I'm glad Patrick Bet-David he made this video and he made these statements because I'm not completely agreeing with him, but it's gonna get the conversation started because I couldn't stand the Christmas Day games, and it's not like me. I loved NBA on Christmas. I couldn't stand the All-Star weekend last year, and that wasn't like me, bro. So I'm a big NBA fan. I'm a big basketball fan. I watch high school basketball, college basketball, and NBA. So, and I even been keeping up with some international and G League. So I love basketball. I love the NBA, but we gotta keep it a buck, man. The NBA is not. It's not what it was. It's not what it should be. The TV schedule is bad. Player empowerment is bad. Just I don't know, bro. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments about Patrick Bet-David, what he said about NBA and LeBron. How do y'all feel about the NBA and the direction it's going? This your boy Didn't Know About. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can live comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.